There we go. Good evening, everybody. I'm very surprised anyone made it out in this weather. It's absolutely freezing today, right? Since that wind blew in from Cape Town. There we go, just making sure I'm real. Good evening to everyone out in South Africa, wherever you may be on our live stream. I think we have Jane, Stacey, and Carol on our live chat this evening. So if you are watching from the live stream, introduce yourself. Please tell us where you are, how many guests you have with you. You always like a little bit of chatting on the live chat, although I know you are watching with guests and you probably don't want to be chatting away while you have guests watching the presentation. So tonight is a very exciting format. If you've been with us as a wealth engineer at DuePoint, you will know that I like what we call Tell-All Tuesdays very much. So you don't have to record it. This is going onto YouTube immediately. We're live, right? We have the technology to save video files. And so Tell-All Tuesday is something that we do once a month. It is a special edition where we get to do a very important thing, and that is to invite real people who are engaged in our business, to invite them up onto stage to share their experience. And we don't prep these individuals at all. We do a little bit of a sound test before we start. Usually people are a little bit nervous when it's their first time, but we really want to get a very authentic account of what it is to be a wealth engineer with DuePoint and to share that experience with our audience. And so that's what we get to do tonight. So we've got 3 women coming up this evening. We have called this evening our Powerful Woman with DuePoint edition at Tell-All Tuesday. So we'll be I'll be very excited to get to those interviews or those testimonies a little bit later. But our presentation is probably about 35 minutes plus all the interviews, the testimonies that we have. So we try to keep this edition to within an hour. We will see. Sometimes once they're up on stage, they just talk and talk and talk. But we will see. I'll try to control them. All right, so let's begin our presentation. If you have any questions, reserve them until after the presentation. And if you're on the live chat, you're very welcome to ask any questions on the live chat while we go. I'll have a quick peek at the live chat while we play one of the videos. So we are DuePoint, but we're a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company. We have been around for nearly 70 years. So nearly 7 decades. We were founded in 1952. I'll touch on a little bit about Constantia towards the end of the presentation, but DuePoint is a fairly new business. We were founded in February 2016, so we're about almost 3.5 years old. We're in our 4th year of business. When we founded the business, a number of factors came together for us. I'm going to go through these quickly because it'll give you some great context to the relevance of our business, and I think that's important to understand. Well, why is there this business? Are you guys just out here to make money? What is the aspiration that you have as founders of the business? So number one, from your point of view, is economic and risk factors. But what we wanted to have with this business was social impact. We wanted to impact the community and the country that we work within positively. And so from your point of view, you are here watching this presentation or over the live stream for only one reason. There's only one reason someone convinced you to come spend some time at DuePoint. And that number one reason is? Sounds a bit brash, doesn't it? I'm here for the money. I'm here for the money. But it's true, right? And this need is born out of necessity because of a lot of the risk that we find ourselves within, the circumstance, the economic circumstance that we find ourselves in. And so what we've done is we've created an opportunity around social entrepreneurship. We've extended a partnership to anyone in South Africa, to members of the public, to come join us in this business, to collaborate with us, to do business with us. And the business that we need to do together, the collaboration that we serve, is one in creating better channels of distribution. Because very easily what we could have done with many of the businesses we've done in the past is just market and advertise the business like most companies do. Right? We could have spent money with the broadcasters, with the newspaper companies, with the magazine companies, with the billboard companies. And we could have created channels of distribution through those traditional mediums. But we decided, no, we wanted to have positive impact in the community that we operate in. And so what we did was we created this opportunity of social entrepreneurship. And so your mandate becomes to help us create channels of distribution. You become, I don't want to say the word, our marketing engine, but you're not our marketing engine. You are just going out and connecting people to our business. You are helping us grow our brand, our footprint in South Africa. And if we can be successful together, there are a lot of benefits waiting for you when you engage in the DuePoint system. Number one, And it's the same reason why you're here this evening, is that you get to create additional income for yourself. But the income that we produce, the income that insurance companies produce, is very important to discern from other businesses, because it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful benefit. And that is the opportunity to create recurring income, is the ability to make money while you're sleeping. Who makes money while they're sleeping currently? Wealth engineers, don't put your hands up. Right, it's a very difficult thing to actually create. But people that aspire to creating wealth, they know that they have to somehow engage in a business that makes money while they sleep. Because if you aren't, then you are constrained by activity-based income, which we all are as employees, right? Even me. And so we want to get rid of this constraint, because there's too much risk attached to that constraint. If I know I can only produce income when I'm working, that means I can never afford not to work. Never. And we look at it. Look at your lives. Look at your parents' lives. I don't know my father. My father's a gold miner. Unless he's pulling gold out of the ground, at least ore out of the ground. There's no guarantee that there's gold in the ore. But as long as he's pulling ore out of the ground, he knows he stands a chance of making money. But if there aren't any shifts, if there are no miners going underground, if there's no production happening, if anything stops the production, it threatens their ability to create income. And that is very much an activity-constrained form of income. At DuePoint, you get to share in the wonderful benefit that insurance companies have, that we derive income from an asset, from a book value that we create. And you almost get paid a royalty, right? And so be aware of the types of income that businesses produce and choose the right one, right? If you're going to carry on chasing commission, sales-based businesses, employees-type businesses, you will always be constrained to time. Right? And if you get unhealthy and you can't work, there's no income. If you get retrenched, there's no income. If you retire, there's no income waiting for you. We're going to talk about this more when we talk about assets. You certainly want to harness the power of duplication. We have this wonderful benefit which allows you to benefit with the collaboration of building a team around you. So if you are able to connect resourceful people who become wealth engineers to this business, out of your efforts, and they collaborate with you, they will help you build a channel so much faster and so much greater. You get to tap into exponential growth. This is something that we never experience in our normal lives. Who's had exponential growth in their salaries over the last 7 years? It's almost laughable, right? Those two words don't go together. Salary and exponential growth, no. I'm kiss my boss if he gives me 3% a year, right? But inflation is sitting at what, 10, 15% a year. But in this business, you can tap into exponential growth because we allow you to build a resourceful team around you that can build a channel that much faster and increase your recurring income that much better. Flexible. Our business is very flexible and convenient and easier because we have invested a lot of time and money into technology that's available to us. And so you are able to build a channel anywhere in the country at any time of the day. Again, we've gotten rid of all these constraints that we find ourselves in. You can build a channel down in Cape Town tomorrow or in Bloemfontein this weekend without having to go there, right? We have technology that serves the entire country equally. And so you want to tap into the technology that we have available for you. There's no startup capital. We don't have registration fees. There's no boxes of product that you have to buy this evening. There's no starter kits that you have to invest in. We've designed this opportunity to have a very low barrier to entry. Why? Because we're trying to create social impact. I cannot stand on the stage in front of you this evening telling you about this wonderful business opportunity and then saying, well, it's got a 50,000 Rand price tag attached to it. Usually most things that are wonderful have got big price tags attached to them, right? No, we've designed this business to have very little risk. And so you're free to try this business. Even if you're skeptical, you're free to try this business because there's nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose at DuePoint, right? At the same time, there's no qualifications or experience requirements. And then for me, one of the most important benefits is that you get to create an asset. You get to build an asset that you have ownership over. You've got legal tender over this channel of distribution that you build here at DuePoint. Assets don't retrench you. Assets don't stop paying you when you're sick at home, past all the sick days that you have at work. Assets don't retire you. Assets will carry on paying you through your 60s, through your 70s, through your 80s, through your 90s, through your 100s. Healthcare is getting good. Through your 110s, through your 120s. Right? Assets don't disappear overnight. Your income at your job can disappear overnight. There is absolutely no guarantee that when you get to work, there's not going to be a white envelope sitting on your desk asking you to come see HR later that day. My wife's a labor litigator. A labor litigator. That's only a South African thing that we have because there's so much litigation around labor law and the Labor Act in South Africa. We've got retrenchment and all these things. Right? And so I know very well what people go through in South Africa with the economic climate. And it's not only local, it is global. And so I'm hoping that people will understand the benefit of investing time into building an asset for yourself, right? Because even when you die, assets don't disappear when you die. Who's going to leave wealth to their children when they pass away, or at least to their spouses? Currently, none of you, right? This is something that we work on over a lifetime. Over decades, you work on legacy, on building wealth. And that's what DuePoint's about. You will hear me often in the presentation refer to my desire to build long-term relationships with people that join us in DuePoint. Not 1, 3, 5-year, 10-year relationships. I want lifetime relationships. Because that I know that is where wealth is created. That's where legacy is created. And when you die, your channel of distribution doesn't disappear. You can seed it to your beneficiaries. You can pass that wealth that's creating income every single month. You can pass that on to your children or onto your spouse. Right? And so I'm hoping people will be happy to sacrifice time into building an asset. And then finally, there's absolutely no selling involved. Your only requirement is that you connect people to our business opportunity. Our business opportunity and our product are separated completely, right? You've got nothing to do with the product except when you decide which product you want to take. But when you go out and connect people, you're connecting them to the business opportunity. You're not talking product. You're not selling product here at DuePoint. That's wonderful. Who wants to be an insurance salesman? Me neither, but here I am. Never in my life did I think I'd be an insurance salesman. Here I am, nonetheless. And so you don't have to, a lot of people are scared of selling, right? They say, well, I'm not a salesperson. You're not doing that. You're going out and connecting people to opportunity. That's all you're doing, right? You're getting people to, you're just convincing them to come sit down for 35 minutes. Come watch it. You don't have to join. There's no pressure. Just come see. Come educate yourself as to what opportunity lies out there. And that's your only mandate. At the same time, our products are intangible. And so we don't have stock and distribution issues. Like I said, there's no boxes of product in our foyer. No one has to order anything, right? And that makes business very convenient because we've got IT systems that take care of all the distribution of the products. That book value that we have, that asset that you build gets taken care of in the background without any worry to you. But your success is very much dependent on your ability to build a channel of distribution. So I'm going to show you what one looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner, and you go out and start connecting people. Right? So in this little example, we've got 5 people that you connected. This is where the power of duplication lies. This is the collaboration that we allow you to benefit from. Right? And so your success is not only dependent on your own efforts. It's also dependent on the resourcefulness of the people that you connect to the business. And so it serves as a lesson, not to bring in people from a desperate point of view, but to go out and pick the people that you want to do business with, people that you know are resourceful, that can help you build your channel, right? And so over time, every single dot represented here by a product-paying wealth engineer is earning you a return every single month. This is the asset that creates recurring income for you. This is the asset that will be here next month, whether you are sick, whether you are retrenched, whether you are retired, even whether you are in the ground 6 foot under. It will carry on paying. This is what we work on. You have liberty to grow this thing to any size that you want. You can sell it if you want to. Right? So that is what a channel of distribution looks like. How do we pay our wealth engineers? Through our returns program. The returns program is based on a 27 Rand 50 fee that we pay for every product that you have in your qualified channel. But it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So the closer the product is to you, right, the people, the product, the more you earn. And then that falls off as the product gets further away from you. So anyone on your first point, anyone that you connect to DuePoint personally, always lies on what we call your first point. And according to the table, very simple table. Point 1 says we pay you 55 Rand for every product on your first point. If you had 10 people, if I went out this week and I connected 10 people to DuePoint, how much recurring income am I earning every single month? 550 Rand a month. Because it's recurring income, we can say, well, that's about 6,000 Rand in annuity income, right? Because that's annual, right? Those 10 people aren't going to disappear next month. They are engaged in the system. They are product owners at DuePoint. When they go out and start helping you build your channel, they build your second point. And according to the table, again, you earn 55 Rand on your second point. And so if you had 100 people on your first and second point, how much money are you earning now every single month? 5,500 Rand a month, right? 60,000 Rand a year. And so on and so forth. As your channel grows, the product gets further away from you, all the way down to 0.8. You see that multiplier drop steadily to 0.8? But note, at 0.8, we don't stop you there. There's a little plus sign next to the 0.8 because you can grow your channel beyond 0.8. We will keep paying you that 4% of the 27.50 Rand from 0.8 in theory to infinity. There's no limitation on the size of your channel. There's no limitation to how much money you can earn. Again, I'm going to ask you, can you make a long-term relation or a long-term commitment to a business that doesn't limit your earnings? We're not going to limit your earnings. Have you ever thought in employment? I was thinking about this the other day. What is the most I can ever earn as an employee? Because there's a cap, typically, right? They go, oh, well, that's just the most you're going to earn, unless you go, maybe you go study an MBA or further your education, but we get to ceilings in employment. At DuePoint, there's no ceiling. No ceiling. You don't have to go do an MBA and then come ask for a raise. Just give yourself a raise the next month. You're at liberty to grow this business every single day, every single month for the next 45 years, 50 years, 60 years. And so again, I'm hoping people look at this and go, wow, there is long-term benefit to this business. But people still understand, well, what kind of commitment is required in this business? So what we did was we built this 5-year journey. It's based on a very simple premise in the fact that you can connect 2 people onto your first point. So just 2. If you can connect 2 people every single month, after 6 months, you could be earning about 2,500 Rand. And the lesson here that I learned and that I decided to start imparting with everyone that I spoke to is that we always make the mistake of thinking like consumers. Quick little test. If I gave each of you 2,500 Rand today, it's Tuesday evening, gave you literally 2,500 cash. It was your lucky presentation that you came to, and Rob gave you, like Oprah, 2,500 Rand, right? For everyone. How long would that cash last? Actually, more importantly, what would you spend the cash on? If the cash was in your wallet, what would you typically spend it on? Because cash burns a hole in your pocket, right? When you've got that cash in your pocket, even when it's a lot, you kind of show it off to the lady at the till. Check that cash. Check at that cash. The choice we always have when we make money, especially when it's additional income from a business like DuePoint, is that very easily you can take that additional money and go, wow, I'm earning extra every single month. I deserve a nice pair of shoes. Or that's how I think, by the way. I deserve this. This is extra money I've got to deserve to spend it on myself, right? And that's how consumers think. We think in terms of spending value. If you give anyone money, and we're all consumers, right, there's very few people that are focused on creating wealth, that aspire to wealth creation, leveraging money to create more money. There's very few people. But that's one of the things we want to achieve at DuePoint, because our business is not only about creating income, it's about creating wealthy individuals. And so we have to get this paradigm shift happening, this way of getting people to think differently about money, to look at the 2,500 Rand and go, it's not a little bit of money, it's actually a lot, because I can turn 2,500 Rand into 900,000 Rand in just over 10 years. How do you do that? Pay your debt off faster. Here's an example of someone with a bond, right? We all want to be homeowners. That's the hot topic in the country at the moment, land ownership. Of course you want to own land. At the moment we've got to bond it because we don't have R1 million sitting in the bank in cash. And so you go to the bank typically and you ask for a loan and they'll give it to you over a term, right? We call that the bond term, typically 20 years at prime plus 2. It's about 11,500 Rand installment a month for 20 years. Whew, sounds like a big commitment, right? And after the 20 years, then they send you your deed papers. They say, well done, now you're a land owner, property owner. Here's your deed papers. But 2,500 Rand into that R1 million bond will allow you to pay that bond off in 11.5 years instead of 20 years. Now you can buy a second property in the second 10 years. So at the end of 20 years, you own 2 properties, not 1 property, just by putting little 2,500 Rand into that installment every single month. And this is the lesson that we're hoping people start to understand about wealth creation. At month 12, you're earning nearly 9,000 Rand a month. Year 2, 24 months in, close to 28,000 Rand a month. 3 years in, close to 46,000 Rand a month. 48 months in, you're close to about 70,000 Rand, and after 5 years, this wonderful projection gets you to about R1 million annually in recurring income. It's about 85,000 Rand a month in this business. And now I know this is academic. This is a formula that the clever accountants put together. I don't even understand it, and I thought I was quite good at maths, and I looked at this and my brain's hurting just looking at the formula, right? And it takes in consideration duplication, you growing your first point, and even all the negative aspects of people not paying, people not growing, and this is the number we get to, right? And that's why it's so important for us to have evenings like this, because when we invite people to come address you, to share their experience of the business with you, you get a real look at what it looks like to be a wealth engineer, not an academic formula. The real review of our business is the real people doing our business. And so you are free to go onto our YouTube channel and look at the hundreds of testimonies that we've done over the last 3.5 years. And so our first wealth engineer is Natasha. She's down in PE, so she's not with us this evening, but she's been kind enough to send us a voice note that we're going to play. If we look at her business, she's been in DuePoint for about 2.5 years now. She's generating close to 9,000 Rand a month. If you want to look at the personal effort she's put in, she's got 13 people on her first point. Right? So 13 active first pointers that have helped her gain a business, a channel of nearly 400 people. Do you see the leverage? That's where the duplication lies. She didn't go out and find the 370. She found good handful of people, right? And those handful of people went out and built a business that is 9 points in size, got 370 people in, and is creating an income of nearly 9,000 Rand a month, which is equivalent of having about 2 million Rand in a bank account today. That's the interest that you would get off about 2 million Rand currently, right? So let's take a listen to what Natasha has to say to us.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Natasha Fricke, and I'm from Port Elizabeth in the Eastern Cape. I've been doing DuePoint for a little bit of over 2 years now. I really enjoy doing DuePoint as it's a really simple way, an easy way of earning an extra income. The reason why I joined DuePoint is that I'm a single mom of 3 and I needed an extra income. All the training and all the support is provided by this company. At least you don't need to have a track record of past experiences or any type of degree. This really is an opportunity for any person in South Africa to earn an extra income. It's so easy, and I really don't understand why anyone couldn't do it. However, you can't start the business, give it 2 or 3 months, and then decide it's not working. You have to give it at least 2 years. We have full-time jobs where we work for years. So if you can just give DuePoint the same amount of time, you'll see at the end of the day how successful it is. I mean, you're working at your own pace, you're your own boss, and it's so nice going out, meeting people, and sharing this wonderful opportunity with them. I really can't think of a simpler way of earning an extra income. The live streams every week on the internet, all the training videos, it's all there. And also the fact that I can do this part-time when I'm not at work is really amazing. So please join DuePoint today and give it your best try. I promise you, you won't regret this. When you're at work in your full-time job, you're still earning a passive income with DuePoint. Every month, by the 20th, you know that extra money is in your bank account. So please, guys, please have a look at this. Join DuePoint today, and it will change your whole life. Thank you. Good evening.
Awesome. Single mom creating significant income for herself and her family, right? And I think she expressed how easy it was and convenient. And she knows by the 20th, that money's in her account every single month. Thank you, Natasha. So that was a snapshot of our returns program. On top of the returns program at DuePoint, we've got additional benefit for you, and that is in our XP rewards program. So when your channel size gets to certain milestones, we call these ranks, there is additional benefit waiting for you in the form of cash checks, in the form of tools, amongst other things. So one of the first notable ones, rank 5 will give you a business toolkit. There's a couple of cash checks up until rank 5, but a business toolkit which is fairly important, made up of our business merchandise and stationery. This you can get before you even rank 1. The day you join DuePoint, I'm hoping people will invest in some of the merchandise and stationery because it paints a picture of professionalism. You know, when you go out, if you were involved in marketing or sales or dealing with any clients at work, you would have business cards, right? It's no different here. Some people might think it's old-fashioned to have business cards. It isn't. Maybe it is. But people still, when they regard you with a business card, they go, well, this person takes the business seriously. Right? People weigh you up very quickly. If you arrive there in your civvies looking like an amateur trying to tell someone about a business opportunity, they don't take you as seriously. You want people to take you seriously because a transaction will only happen if people trust you. And so this will help you. At rank 5, we take it a step further. At rank 7, we spend 17,000 Rand on personalized business cards that are handmade. There are 1,000 of these cards. They're gilded in gold on the edges. The logo's emblazoned in gold. There's no ink on these business cards. It makes a massive first impression with people. Right? So you might be lucky enough to have seen some of the rank 7 business cards. They're on display in our merchandise cabinet, but they certainly go a long way in helping you be successful at prospecting. Then at rank 9, we get to take you and your family to our rank 9 international conference. By rank 9, you've got you have at least 1,000 products in your qualified channel. So you're earning at this stage about 20,000 Rand a month or so, right? And people have gotten to rank 9 in 5 months to give you an understanding of how quickly you can get there. But I suspect it'll take you about 2 years if you're building moderately at DuePoint. So let's take a look at our rank 9 trip. It is business class tickets, and it's an all expenses paid trip to a 5-star luxury resort. We spend no expense, right? The first time I went on the trip, I didn't really know what to expect. You know, I've been around a little bit. I've been lucky enough to go to 1 or 2 nice resorts, but this was on another level. And I tell the story recently of trying to extend our stay. We thought, we're in Mauritius a week, we might as well just stay. So I phoned the person that organizes our trips. I said, why don't you just ask the hotel for a quote on just extending our stay. And I realized that the rooms were about 25,000 Rand per night. So I said to my wife, no, we're going to Umhlanga Rocks when we get back. All right. So take a look. We've documented our last 2 trips. They've both been in Mauritius. And I remind you that this is available to every single one of you. Every single one of you. So for me, there are kind of two major benefits experiencing rank 9. Number one is that you get to spend a week realizing what it's like to live like a millionaire, because that's where we want to get you. When Brendan set out to create this experience for a week for our rank 9 wealth engineers, he wanted people to understand what was available to you. And your children get to come along too. And so their minds are opened up to the potential of what they can achieve, right, and beyond. And then number two is it becomes a awesome prospecting tool for you. Right, I look at some of our new rank 9s, their inboxes just filled up when they were suddenly Facebooking themselves on business class flights in a 5-star luxury resort. Right, and so your prospecting starts to take on a whole nother level. 2 ranks later, at rank 11, we spend R250,000 rand buying you a brand new car. We pay for the car cash. We park it in your garage, and the most wonderful thing about this car at rank 11 is that there is no debit order at the end of the month. How many of us have got brand new cars with no debit order at the end of the month? That doesn't typically exist, right? And so we've got wealth engineers that are very close to getting to rank 11, very close, and so we've added some of the cars that they're aspiring to, just to tickle them a little bit, get them to hurry up now, hurry up, rank 11's waiting for you. And so we're very serious about getting people to whatever you might deem wealthy, but one of the greatest aspects of being a wealthy individual is that you don't owe anyone money. How many of us actually aspire to becoming debt-free? Maybe this is a concept only introduced to you at DuePoint, because before I joined DuePoint, I didn't think, oh, one day I want to be debt-free. Debt is just a part of life, right? You kind of accept it. But here at DuePoint, we want you to start thinking about debt differently. We want you to get rid of it as quickly as possible. And so if we can take you away with your family overseas every single year, if we can put a car in your garage with no debit order that we've paid for cash and put in your name, how much closer are you to becoming debt-free? And so with that, we've got a wonderful wealth engineer coming to join us on stage. That's Lynette and Fricke. I think Lynette's joining us. Lynette, come upstairs with me. There you go. So Lynette and Fricke have become dear to our hearts because they have proven time and time again that they're able to overcome adversity. You're able to prove the naysayers wrong, which is probably the most pleasure that they derive out of our business. And so you can see they are rank 10, so they've become rank 10 very recently. There they are with their 50,000 Rand check that they received at rank 10. They are a hair away from rank 11. And so that Ford EcoSport Titanium that you saw on the previous slide, that's what they have on their list. Right? And hopefully they're going to be ticking that off very soon. So let's take a quick look before we speak to Lynette, what their journey has been in the last 12 months. And this has only been in the last 12 months, so it has been an awesome journey. So today is a special day. We've got Lynette and Fricke Badenhorst with us, and they have gone rank 7.
Yes.
So congratulations. There are your 1,000 rank 7 business cards. And what's next? Rank 8, rank 9?
No, rank 9.
Well done.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Excellent. The best day of my life. First year was absolutely amazing. Within the first 4 months, I reached my goal, what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And then I reached a plateau and I couldn't get through it. I don't know why. I don't know why. There's no reason for that, but I just knew that if I keep on pushing somewhere, something must give. And it did. And the second year was just plain, and then the third year I broke through.
Yeah, the breakthrough.
And it's through the grace of God who gave me the persistence to keep on. And it's absolutely amazing. It changed my life. You know, I don't think that anybody can really realize what this is meaning to us.
Absolutely. Not only the holiday, Lynette, but the
holiday,
financial freedom.
Yes, the freedom that you don't have to worry how will you survive in the future. This is absolutely
fantastic. Lynette and Fricke, congratulations. I will see you at the airport on Saturday morning. And we're going on our trip. Your first trip.
I can't really believe it. It's too big to but I did it. And thanks DuePoint. It's the best day of my life. Yes. Yes.
How does it feel to have 50,000 Rand in your hands?
Absolutely amazing. I can't describe the feeling.
Wow. I think every time Lynette ranks up, she always says, it's the best day of my life.
Yes.
Just take a step closer for me. And that's awesome, because there's still lots of ranks left. Our program goes up to rank 28. Lynette's often asked, what happens at rank 28? She likes to be goal-orientated, I think. Right? And so what has this business meant for you? 3 years is not a long time, and it was a bit of a rough start because you weren't quite sure what DuePoint was all about, and you talked about it briefly when Brendan had you up for rank 9, saying that it exceeded expectation in the first year, then nothing happened for you in the second year, but you're a lady that doesn't give up. And so you persisted through that year. So if you look back for the last 3.5 years, what does that look like for you? What has it felt like?
Rob, there's absolutely no, I cannot describe it. It's absolutely super. To reach your dreams, I set myself goals. And first of all, I want to thank the Lord for that, because He blessed me abundantly. And I'm so, so thankful for that. But my life has totally changed. It needed to believe in DuePoint first. When we started, I love the networking thing, but I wasn't sure that this company is going to take me where I want to be. I couldn't really put everything in. I just did it, but not on a full-time basis. And then all of a sudden, it struck me, if this is the kind of money I can earn in a very part-time effort, what will happen when we make that decision? And the moment I made that decision to go full out with everything, leave all the things that's not making us money, and focus on DuePoint, everything changed. It really changed. And I believe that this is the way it should be. You just should keep on keeping on and let nothing stop you in reaching your goals. I believe that DuePoint is the way forward for each and every South African. Why? Because we're living in a desperate economy. There is no jobs. There is none. People are working for 2,000 Rand a full day. I cannot believe it. Yet they do it because they can't do without that 2,000 Rand. Now, what amazes me the most is that people say they can't do it. Now, I want to say hi to Henny tonight. If I put it not politically correct, then I apologize for that. But Henny is deaf and he cannot see. He's using a braille keyboard. Yet, he's introduced 20 people this month. Hands up to Henny. Henny Randall. It's absolutely, if he can do it. I've got another guy, Marius. He is blind and he's also doing this business. So what is wrong with us? Why are we not using this opportunity? Why are we looking for excuses? The moment you make that decision to change your life indefinitely, then you will become successful. And it takes a lot of effort. I don't say it's easy, but I say it's magic. I really, really say this business, DuePoint, has changed my life. And I believe it's a gift, a true gift of financial freedom. But whether you accept it or take it and ignore it is totally up to you. You are the only person who can make a difference in this business. You know, people say you don't earn money fast enough. This Achiever's Quest is absolutely the best thing that can happen. People can earn 5,000 rand within their first month. I've got another lady, Amanda Strydom. Hi, Amanda. She did 153 people, and she joined on the 15th of May. If she did it, why can't we? But they are focused. And the best thing about Henny Randall is that his team is duplicating. About 70% of his people, we are talking over WhatsApp, and he taught his people, and they are duplicating. So why can't we do it?
Who knows? We know that the opportunity is equal to everybody. The system is identical for everybody to engage in. As you said, it becomes an individual's desire, belief to just do it for themselves. So how has life changed for you from a day-to-day basis? If you think back 3.5 years to what you were doing every day to what that compares to today, and what your thought process compares like.
Rob, what changes? I'm still busy, but I'm now busy doing things I love. You know, I was always busy working stained glass. I worked very hard, but it produced an income on a very irregular basis. Then you've got money, then you don't have money. You can't bargain on it. Now I know I've put in the effort, and every single month that money will be there, and the money will grow. If I do my bit, then the money will grow. It's not your downline. It's not your upline. It's you. You are the main peanut in this package. I'm very sad to say that. But you cannot blame anybody for not being successful. If I think about in January when we came back from Mauritius, I signed up 15 people. Those 15 people increased my income with 3,000 rand. Then in May, I did, I think, 25. And those 25 increased my income with 5,000 rand. Can you do that in any other job? It's you. You are responsible for your own business. Don't blame anybody but yourself if you don't make any success. And I beg all South Africans, open your eyes and see this DuePoint for what it is. It's absolutely the most brilliant concept there is. Where on earth will you get a business where you only use a product for less than 250 rand a month, and you can earn an unlimited income, and you can use the time you want to spend on it? It's amazing, but it's magic.
So the last year for you has been a whirlwind. I mean, you can see the most rank ups in 2018 for Lynette and Fricke out of any wealth engineer in the business, and you might achieve that again for 2019 because you've gone from rank 7 to rank 10, and you've said to me this evening you're about a dozen products away from rank 11. We just spoke last week, I think 2 weeks. You said no, 2 months to get to rank 11. Fricke said, no, maybe at the end of the year you'll get to rank 11 and get the car. And now you're telling me you're already just a dozen products away from rank 11. What is it going to be like climbing into a brand new car in our parking lot? We'll make a bit of noise about it. We'll have some fanfare. We'll rent a crowd to come praise your efforts. But what's that going to be like, driving a car off the parking lot here.
Rob, this is one of my biggest dreams coming true. You know, I always wanted a brand new car. We could never, ever in my entire life afford a brand new car. We were always bought second-hand ones because that's all we could afford. Now, for the first time in my entire life, I will be able to own my own brand new car. It is absolutely amazing. You know, I bought my Jazz, my Honda Jazz, and with DuePoint money, and my son said to me, "Mum, you must take a leap of faith and buy this car," because I was scared I wouldn't be able to afford the car. And I paid it off well before the term was due. So I really saved money because I paid it off. But it was still a second-hand car. But it was my first own car, thanks to DuePoint. Now it will be my first brand new car. I'm going to jump.
So we have a couple of more cash checks waiting for you. You're going up the ranks so quickly, I don't know, maybe I need to tell you what rank 28 is, but we'll take our time. So the next notable one, there's some very big checks at rank 12 and 13, but the next notable one is rank 14. At rank 14, you guys will get to enjoy a cruise in the Mediterranean every single year for the rest of your lives.
Super.
And as I say to a lot of the audience, when I do speak about rank 14, if anyone's ever had the pleasure of going to the Mediterranean, particularly to the French Riviera, the Italian Riviera, Croatia, the Greek Isles, it's probably one of the most beautiful places on earth. And so there's always a reason why the billionaires park their yachts there, because it's a very pretty place to park your yacht. And it's going to be very exciting to see you guys get to rank 14. Have you got, I know you're very goal orientated, have you got a timeline to rank 14?
Yes, Rob, I want to go on that. That's one I really, really want, because previously I missed it, and I promised myself I will not miss this one. I will be on the rank 14 trip, because we went to Turkey and we went on a boat through the Bosphorus Channel, and we saw all those places. It's beautiful, really, really. I wanted to be there, and I'm going to work. My time frame is about 2 years. It's a hard work, but let's keep going, and I want to take all my teams along.
That'll be awesome. Your channel is showing amazing duplication, but it's taken a while to get that right.
Yes.
And so maybe speak about the patience and the persistence you've had in the business, because it didn't suddenly come to fruition immediately for you.
You know, Rob, people think if they talk to 20 people, all of them will sign up. But it's a fact. You can talk. Amanda is my 88th person I personally signed up. If I stop at 87, I would never experience Amanda. So, you know, it's like digging for gold. If you stop, you might just be in the reach of that gold ore that you're looking for. You cannot stop. Once you've joined DuePoint, you cannot stop. And it takes numbers. You know, if I put a ton of soil here on the stage and ask you if you move that ton of soil from that side to this side, but you must use a teaspoon, will you do that? But if I say, if you do that and you put it onto here, I'll give you 10,000 Rand a month. Will you do it now? You will use any form, any way to improve your skills. Use your tools. DuePoint's got every tool available. And yes, the internet is absolutely amazing, but it took me 2 years to get to where I am. It all starts about credibility. People don't buy DuePoint, they buy you. They want to see who you are, what you are doing. And if you post bad things on Facebook, it will hurt you. So my advice is to take it off. And I think there's a wonderful, wonderful future in DuePoint for all of us. And I would like to thank each and every person in my team for their dedication, their support, and their loyalty. I really appreciate it. And I really believe that we have all the power to grow to the biggest team in DuePoint.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Their fortitude and their success has been awesome to witness. It really has, because it hasn't been plain sailing for you guys, right? There was a lot of fighting and battling and meetings with us and asking us what to do and how to do this better. And it all came together with persistence. And so if you give up before you realize what you need to do, what you can do correctly, then you'll never ever get to that point where you go, this is what success feels like. Right? So perhaps next month we're going to have a car in the parking lot for you. Our business is very much built on the backbone of the products that we've innovated for South Africans, and these also speak to wealth. Not wealth creation as such, but most certainly wealth protection. Any person that invests a lifetime into building wealth most certainly will protect it, perhaps not for their sake, but even for the sake of their families. And so I want you to look at our products through that lens. It is built out of necessity at the same time. Access Wealth is our investment and insurance product. It's two products rolled into one. It's going to cost you only 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand gets invested into a tax-free investment fund. And then the insurance aspect is 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. With all of our products, we've tried to design them to be accessible again to everybody. So the price is the same for everybody, right? We don't price your risk per individual. And so it doesn't matter. As long as you're over the age of 18, doesn't matter what your health status is, the price remains the same for everybody. WealthGuard is our second product. It is only 249 Rand a month, but this time you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. And again, accessible to everybody. Same price for everybody. Then we've got Family Wealth, which is our funeral cover product, arguably probably the best funeral cover product in the country at the moment, because we compare ourselves constantly to competition. For 299 Rand a month, you get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 family members / dependents. You also get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection as the principal member. So upon your death, not only do you have the funeral cover, but we will pay any outstanding debt that you might have up to the value of 10,000 Rand. You can increase this cover to 30,000 Rand if you wish, so there's some flexibility built into this, as well as up to 10 family members. And there you can see no excluded pre-existing conditions. So it doesn't matter what your health status is. These products are priced to be the same for everybody. DuePoint is accessible to everybody. Right? You do, however, have to get in this product under the age of 70. So this is the only one that has an age limit to it, 70. But once you're in and you're covered by Family Wealth, it becomes a whole of life product. So it doesn't matter what age you get to, as long as you get in before the age of 70. And then finally, we've got Wealth Points. Wealth Points aims to lower your monthly expenditure. We're all spending a lot of money every single month, and that number's going up with inflation, unfortunately. This product can hopefully stem inflation, because for 299 Rand a month you get to enjoy the discounts and the services we've negotiated with the list of partners that you see there, and we've tried to cover everybody. So I bet if you look at the list of partners, you spend money with at least 2 or 3 of those partners, right? We've tried to cover that huge gambit of what we spend money on every single month. And so we've got companies like Cell C and Shoprite Checkers, Always On, Take a Lot. We've got, there's a good one, Eagle Ford. Hopefully they'll give us a good deal on the car we have to buy for you very soon. And so if you engage in these partners, there's a lot of benefit, and hopefully we can reduce the amount of money that you're spending every single month. So those are 4 products. Simple, they've been designed to be straightforward and accessible to everybody. All right, if you want more information, go to our website. You'll find all 4 products there. Then on to our Achiever Quest. So you would have noticed that Lynette mentioned the Achiever Quest, saying it is absolutely wonderful. It's been doing a lot of good for her business in terms of prospecting. So this has been launched in the last couple of months. It is your opportunity to start earning money straight off the bat in your first month at DuePoint. You can earn 16,500 Rand in your first month at DuePoint. Right? We've got 3 tiers to the Achiever Quest. So the first one, if you're able to add 10 new wealth engineers onto your first point who all pay successfully in the same month, we will add 5,000 Rand to your return. Right? So it's additional benefit above the returns and rewards. If you're able to do 20 new wealth engineers in a month, we'll give you an extra 10,000 Rand. And if you're able to do 30 new wealth engineers who pay successfully in the same month, we will give you an additional 15,000 Rand on top of your return. Right? So This is wonderful because it allows people the opportunity to earn money in their first month. They don't have to wait for a channel to build to start earning significant money here at DuePoint. And so we have a lady now coming up that has taken advantage of this Achiever Quest, which is wonderful because we want to see people taking advantage of it. She's hit it both times in the last 2 months since we launched it. So Simore, come up. Come join me on stage. Yeah, give her a warm welcome. There we go. She was a bit nervous, but I don't think she's nervous anymore. So hold that nice and close to your mouth like you are Beyonce Knowles. So let's take a look. You've been in the business for 7 months. So you joined in November last year. Your channel value is sitting at just over 1,000 Rand currently. But what's very important to note is the hard work she's done on her first point. So she's got 21 people on her first point. And as I said, she's achieved the Achiever Quest in the last 2 months. So she's boosted her returns by 5,000 Rand every single month. Right? So let's hear what your experience has been of DuePoint. You joined 7 months ago. What was that like? How did you experience or come to know DuePoint? Who was brash enough to come tell you about this wonderful business opportunity? And what convinced you to join all those months ago?
I've been honored by God and DuePoint to stand in front of you tonight. I was invited by Consilia and Ndlovu. And Consilia and Ndlovu met Brother Patrick, I don't know, somewhere in town. So Brother Patrick told Consilia about DuePoint. So we were in another network with the Consilia. So she thought of me at the first time when she heard about DuePoint. So Consilia told me that DuePoint is for free. Then I said, no, I don't want free things. I don't want to involve myself in Satanism, and it will be hard for me to take myself out. So Consilia didn't have much knowledge about DuePoint. So she went back to Brother Patrick again and asked him again, how come this thing they say it is for free and we are going to earn money? So Brother Patrick told Consilia everything about DuePoint. So on that same Saturday, we came here to DuePoint. I was sitting, I think, at the back. So I saw the live presentation. I was inside here, and I was happy about everything, and I decided to sign. After signing, I managed to download the DuePoint app. I started connecting people, and they were letting me down, all of them. I did put 4 people again. It was before 8 December. Because on the 9th, I went home in Zimbabwe. Then I managed to... No. All the people that I put, only one paid. All the rest didn't pay.
Okay, you didn't give up, so that's good.
So I didn't give up because I saw that DuePoint, there is life, there is money. I wanted money, and I don't want free things. I want to work very hard and earn. That's what I did. So I was injured, I came back. It was difficult for me to go out and prospect because my leg was very, very painful. I did put people, all of them, they were not paying. Only one person was paying, but I didn't give up. I told myself, if all these people are giving testimonies, what is difficult for God to bless me so that I can get these things that they are getting? So I started putting more pressure because I realized Brother Patrick was not calling us and encourage us to go out and prospect and create wealth for ourselves. I realized that now I am alone. That's why I managed to get this quest. Otherwise, I don't think I was going to get it. So I used to post on Facebook. I used to go out to Soweto, wherever, if I can find someone who will sign. Before the person sign, I will make sure that this person is a real person because I was not hungry for signing now. I was hungry for people who got heart of DuePoint, who will manage to sign and pay.
So is that what changed for you? Because you've been in the business 7 months, but you only really started Well, you only started seeing money in the last 2 months.
Yes.
What was that transition? What changed in, what was it, April, May for you?
You know, I told myself that I want this quest for April. I managed to sign people, only few they paid. And I said, God, I need this. I need it. This one is mine. I declare it unto me. I need it. I remember before I managed to connect other people, I opened my Bible. After opening, I went to a scripture of Jabez when he was praying to God to grant him his heart desire. So I read that story. After reading it, I started praying. I said, God, if you manage to grant Jabez's request, what is difficult for you to bless me? I need this and I want it. If I get it, I know that my marketing will be easy. Because the people who were not recognizing DuePoint, they were going to see that this thing is working. So it was easy from there.
Yeah, people always want to see the proof.
Yes.
Right? And then you did it again.
Yes, I
The
did
month
it
after
again.
that.
It was easy for me again because they have seen it. It's just difficult for other people to believe in something that they don't see. They have to see it first before.
Yeah, I think one thing you realize very quickly in the
Ye-
business is
ye-
you can't
ye-
convince everybody.
No, I can't. Because I was connecting people and they are not paying. So I realized that I was hungry for success, but I was not working towards it in the right way.
Persistence pays off. Lynette was saying it's just about
Yes,
numbers. It's
yes.
just about numbers. And if you're willing to put the hard work in,
Yes.
like you were, you never gave up. You saw other people earning money, and that's what you wanted. So what do you want out of DuePoint in the long term? I know you're making good short-term money, but what do you want out of DuePoint? Have you got any big aspirations? We didn't really talk about that.
There are many.
Many,
You know,
good.
You know, my dream car is Benz A45.
Okay.
I love that car with all my heart. I went to Woodmead Auto.
Yes, I know
And
that one.
yes, I went inside
Yeah.
and I asked for that car. And they even allow me to get inside of that car. I
Yes.
took pictures. And I
Yes.
was declaring again. I said, God, let this car be mine. I need it. I love it.
Okay, that's awesome. That's the way you dream. That's the way you set up
Yes,
goals
and,
for yourself. That's the way
I
you
took-
motivate yourself.
I printed that picture and I have it in my bedroom. Every time when I wake up, I just hold that car. I said, I declare it unto me.
And have you done any calculations as to how soon you think you can get it?
That one is not guaranteed.
Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed.
'Cause
But if you carry on the way you're going, if
Because
you're connecting,
if I can calculate it, one day I might collapse because I will connect people at the end, they are not going to pay. And I have calculated for it. So I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
Look, I mean, if you're connecting 10 people a month in this business, there is prosperity waiting for you because 10 people a
Yes.
month
I'm
is
trying now
really
to
good.
connect at least 30 people a month.
There you
Maybe
go.
I might get it before end of the year, but I don't want to calculate for it now.
I won't change anything. You're on the right path. You just keep
Yes,
doing what you're
yes.
doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Let time run its course. Right?
Yes, yes.
A little bit of patience and you'll see things unfold for you. Are there any people that you want to give a shout out to before we close up?
Brother Patrick, I didn't see you. Where are you?
So right at the back.
Sister Mpumi, Sister Francina, Brother Andile, and everyone that I didn't mention. As long one day I came to you and I say, how is DuePoint working for you? I need you in this and that question. If you have answered me or if I talk with you, thank you so much. Never give up. Even to others who are still coming, may you grow them. As long as you have money to grow me, let's work together with them.
Awesome. Thank you. That's probably one of the great things about this business is that there's collaboration. It's a very non-competitive environment. We're not competing with each other at all. We get to help each other and support each other and enjoy each other's success here at DuePoint. One great incentive that you need to be aware of, especially as a new person, is our 365 challenge. So we take the Achiever Quest one very big step further. It is challenging indeed, because in your first 365 days, if you're able to connect 365 new people into your business, there is about 1.5 million, it's about 1.5 million rand in benefit over the next 12 months, because if you're able to connect on average one person a day for the next year, you will get to rank 13, rank 14 very quickly in this business. And so that means by this time next year, you could be earning close to 50,000 Rand a month. You'll have the business pack, you'll have the 17,000 Rand business cards, you'll be able to go home and tell your family you're going to Mauritius every single year. You'll have the car parked in your garage, you'll have all the checks at the other ranks available to you. And if you do it in the time frame, if you do it in the 365 days, we will give you an extra 365,000 Rand cash check on top of all of that. And if you get to rank 14, you've got the Mediterranean cruise that you get to enjoy every single year. And if you average it out at 30 people a month, well, then you would be hitting that tier 3 of the Achiever Quest every single month, which is another 15,000 Rand a month. It's another 180,000 Rand on top of this that you get to enjoy. And so it is a very serious challenge. It's a serious challenge. I know it might look daunting, but just break it down. Tomorrow, can I connect one person to DuePoint? That's all you have to do. Just focus on tomorrow. One person. Can I get one person to join DuePoint tomorrow? And just take it a day at a time. Right? And there's no failure in this challenge, because if you get halfway, it means you're still at rank 8, rank 9. You're still earning 20,000 Rand a month. You still have the business cards, the holiday. Right? There's no loss in trying to do the 365 challenge. So be very aware of that. And so the decision that I hope that you're making in your mind is not what's on offer, what is the benefit available to me at DuePoint, right? These are all desires that we all wish to achieve. The real intentional decision that we need to make is, what am I doing tomorrow? How do I break out of this pattern, this comfort zone I'm in, the mode that I'm in, right? We're all in modes. That's how we operate as human beings. We are habitual beings. And so how do I fit this business into my life going forward? Not like a gym contract, not like a hobby, not like a New Year's resolution, but something that can potentially change my life. Can I look at it with all that seriousness that it deserves and requires? And can I start committing some time to DuePoint every single week, where I get to see the benefits very quickly? That's the decision we make. The decision is, what am I doing again? What am I doing tomorrow? Right? Is it the same thing, or am I going to connect someone to DuePoint? Very quickly, some background on our principles, Constantia. If you join DuePoint, you most certainly have to go forward with belief, right? We spoke to some of our wealth engineers, and you could see they spoke with belief and trust in this business. And so if you join DuePoint, perhaps your first step is going to be a step of faith. Like Simore said. She said she had to believe that this business worked because she could see people doing it, right? But I want you to get rid of that skepticism very quickly in our business, because this will help you go out and build your business. People need to look in your eyes and go, this person is passionate about this business. They've got belief in this business. And so go to the DuePoint site, go to the Constantia site, go do as much snooping around. We've got a 70-year track record. We're a publicly listed business, and so know that we are publicly audited. We are registered as an insurance company in South Africa, and so we've got a long list of financial licenses. That's the FSP number that we operate under. You can go look at our licenses. You can type in FSCA, go type in Constantia. You'll see all our licenses come up. They're on display outside in the foyer above the water cooler. But once you've taken that step of faith, I want you to start building more belief and more trust in this business that you become a proponent of, because it'll only serve you well when you go out there with passion and belief. And so that, I thank you for your time. I hope the testimonies spoke to you. Perhaps you connected with some aspects of the testimonies. They are always wonderful to experience, and I get the fortune of being able to speak to you and See how this journey's been, because that's really the aspiration that we have as founders of the business, to see people changing their lives. That makes it worthwhile to us, because sometimes it can be frustrating, right? But we all understand, especially if you've been involved in any form of entrepreneurship, you know that you have to be persistent in this business. But at the end of the day, it'll pay off for you. So I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, speak to the person that is hosting you, that is with you. And if you don't like their answers, come speak to me. All right. Good luck. Thank you.